Hey guys, and welcome to my guide to Doom. My name is Esports Money's ESM Mac 10, whatever you want to call me, and today we're going to be going over Doom. Now, there's not going to be a lot of gameplay involved, except to show off my Doom set. Gotta get a good Doom set. That is the only way to Doom. Anyway, you should know how to jungle Doom because you just hit shit. Like, jungling Doom is like... it's like last hitting. Thinking about making a guide to improving on last hitting, because apparently that's something I've been getting requests for. Honestly, not really. I've been getting more requests for my jungling guides, and yes, I know I'm still working on a lot of jungling guides, but Doom's one that I wanted to put out. It's one I've been meaning to put out for a long time. He's very simple to jungle. Thing about Doom is he does not win games like himself if your whole team is feeding the same way that Lycan does, but he does win games. Doom is a hero that... he's sort of like a team-fighting Lycan in the sense. He really just controls the team fight. You pick the hero that you absolutely hate the most, and you doom them. And don't let this be your carry. Think about it in terms of initiation. Like, on the enemy team for this lineup, I'd be dooming the Lich, the Necrolite, or the Tiny every fight. Most likely the Lich if he's already blown his... if he hasn't blown his ult. If he's blown his ult, then I will be focusing on dooming the Necrolite. Maybe the Necrolite anyway, because the Necrolite just wins team fights. So, real quick, your starting items will always be your Quelling Blade, Stout Shield, and Tangos, as per most melee jungling heroes, and Devour will be your first level, of course. You should know this anyway, but think about getting... think about stopping leveling Devour after you have like 3 levels in it. Maybe even only getting 2 levels by 5 and then finishing it by level 7, or getting a 3rd point by level 7. Because you don't really need all 3 points, and Scorched Earth is extremely powerful. Now, this all depends on how you want to play Doom. It's totally acceptable to get 4 points in Devour early, but it's about the style that you want to play. And really this game, I guess it would be 3 main styles that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about the traditional way to play Doom. Really quickly, the traditional way to play Doom, you're going to jungle, go on and grab this guy because he's here, and then after you get a little bit of farm, you're going to look towards getting a soul ring. That's generally the case with Doom. There's a couple builds, at least one I'm going to talk about today, where we're not going to get a soul ring. We're just going to go straight into a bottle instead, and that will help our mana issues in the jungle. So let's talk about the classic Doom. The classical Doom, you generally get a soul ring. Sorry, I'm doing things while I'm talking. You generally get a soul ring, and then you turn that soul ring, where you use the soul ring to continue your jungle. And then you use the soul ring, the added mana from that, and the regeneration from your scorched earth, the mana that you have, because you have all the mana in the world to use it. Also, you should use your tangos faster than I did there. I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to pontificate while I'm playing, so I'm going to just pause this for a little while. So basically, there's the 3 ways to play Doom that I really want you to think about. Is the traditional carry way. I do not like the traditional carry way, where you get the soul ring and where you farm a fast Midas using the mana from the soul ring in the jungle. You never leave the jungle until you have the Midas. Then you get brown boots. Generally speaking, you turn those into treads, whatever. Don't like that shit. Really, I'm going to talk about the 2 ways that I play Doom, and I think that they're far superior. Both of these Doom builds, yeah, I guess both of them will require, I guess you could do one of them with the bottle, but let me talk, first we're going to talk about the bottle-only build. You build just like I did here. You're only going to get 2 points in Devour early, so that you can get 1 point in level def and 2 points of Scorched Earth by level 5, and then get your ulti at 6. You're going to want either your stun, the War Stomp, or the net from the big hill troll camp. You're going to want one of those 2 creeps on you when you're thinking about roaming, because that's the big part of this build. You're going to want to roam. You're going to be looking at you're going to be looking at this off lane, and maybe the mid, and possibly even this lane, but generally speaking, it will be the off lane of your team, and maybe the enemy mid. And when you have Doom, granted you have enough mana, health, etc., at level 6, you should already have a little bit of change lying around, in addition to your stout shield, quelling blade, brown boots, and your bottle. And you're going to just walk up and fucking kill the enemy. You're just going to doom either, if you go all the way to their safe lane, you will get a really easy pickoff on their safe lane farmer. But if they have an off laner, like a Faceless Void, or Juggernaut, or Timbersaw, any offlaner that really relies on an escape ability to run away, the Doom's just going to destroy them. So look to that offlane, you'll get an easy kill then. You're going to use that Doom to get yourself a guaranteed first kill by combining Doom with your lovely Scorched Earth, whatever lockdown skill that you stole from a creep, and level death if you have the mana for it. Hopefully the enemy will be level 6 too, and that will be just, he'll just get blown the hell up. Once you have that money, just go back to the jungle. Sip on your bottle a little bit. Keep an eye out for runes and be communicating with your mid on whether or not to get the rune or to leave it to him or her. And just keep jungling. You have a lot of sustainability. The hill troll creep and the big wolf, or no, not the hill troll creep, the hill troll creep skeletons actually let you kill camps really fast and push towers. But while you're jungling, if you're just looking for sustain, you should be looking for a big satyr, or you should be looking for a alpha wolf, because the alpha wolf's really a late game creep that lets you hit really, really hard, but the extra damage combined with your quelling blade actually really lets you jungle fast. So those are that's basically what you're going to do until you get that Midas. When you get the Midas, little review, it should be sub 10 minutes, and you should have a Midas, a bottle, basic boots, your quelling blade, stout shield. Generally speaking, if you build a Midas on the hero, you're going to be going phase boots. The other build that I was talking about, you can still kind of do the same thing if you want. You can get your brown boots, your quelling blade, your stout shield, and then you have a choice of soul ring or bottle. I love the bottle on this hero. A friend of mine, actually the person that taught me to play Lycan, suggested buy the bottle for this hero. It's just awesome. I love it. And you can still do the Roman gank, but if you do that Roman gank with this build, you'll be using that money towards making a mechanism. And you don't have to get phase boots because Tranquil Boots is also an option. The regeneration from the Tranquil Boots combined with the 4 HP per second from mech will make you into just the tankiest hero imaginable. You can still get a mech if you get the Midas, but you need to be balling out of control because the mech will scale off. If you get a mech after 20 minutes, it's not a wasted slot. You don't want to replace it anytime soon, but it's not really ideal. So basically, the 3 ways to play Doom: you jungle Doom, standard, you right hit creeps, and then you either max or devour really, really fast for the extra gold. You live in the jungle all game and you rush a Midas as fast as you can using a soul ring to keep up your mana. That's the classic way to play Doom and the way most pubs play Doom. And it's wrong. You should think about the bottle. You can still get the soul ring if you're not comfortable with the bottle. Maybe you're afraid of having an empty bottle during a fight, or you don't think you'll be able to get any runes, or you had a bad jungle, whatever. Maybe you don't want the soul ring. Maybe you don't want the bottle. Maybe you want the soul ring. That's okay. But if you're going for the gank into Midas, I think that you should have a soul ring, because you're going to, or I think that you should have the bottle, because the bottle scales a bit better than the soul ring does, and if you're ganking someone and building to a Midas, and if you get the Midas, you can get the mech, like I said, but you're generally giving up on the mech if you get the Midas, and you're just going full carry. And if you go full carry with Doom, a bottle is a better item than a soul ring just to have on you in general. So that's basically it. For the late game, you're going to be thinking possibly about a refresher orb if you're going for the mech build. Like, the mech build really forces you into this cool utility role that I really like to play Doom in, especially when I'm playing with my friends or if I really trust the pubs I'm playing with. The refresher orb lets you doom 2 targets, which is, well obviously it lets you doom 2 targets. That's what a refresher does. But the purpose of this is it lets you look at the enemy team, and if you see 2 teams, like 2 heroes, like let's say a Tidehunter and an Enigma on the enemy team, if you have double doom, you are the initiator. You're the guy that calls the shots. You doom both of them, and you instantly win the team fight. They have to fall back. And if they don't retreat, your team's just going to wipe them every time. That's one of the reasons why Doom is so popular at the International right now, because team fighting is so popular, and Doom is... Like, Faceless Void is a carry that is the anti-carry of carries. Doom is the anti-team fight hero of carries because of what his ultimate gives you. If you're not worried about a big teamfight initiation, you just want to carry and ball out of control, a Vladimir's Offering... No, I know I jumped to this first, I'll get to items that make more sense. A Vladimir's Offering is an item that... It gives you some things. Well, it lets you jungle more, it gives you more sustain because of the regeneration and the lifesteal, and if you find yourself with a lane to your own, the Vladimir's Offering is really... It's cool. You push the lane better. It helps your little minions if you have the big hill troll, if you're pushing a tower. And just most importantly, it gives you sustain, and if there are a lot of melee heroes on your team, it gives them sustain too. It also gives 15% bonus damage to everyone on your team. Pretty solid. Scales well into the late game. Drums. I don't buy drums on this hero. I just don't. It's not a bad item, but I don't like it. It's nice for the movement speed because... Generally speaking, Doom is a hero that, he's like Ursa. He's like that kid that just can't quite reach the candy jar, and so a little bit of movement speed might let him take the cannoli. For Shiva's Guard and Assault Caress. So, let's say you go for this utility role. That's generally speaking, you're going to be the utility hero if you're thinking about a Shiva's pretty early. You go for the utility role, and there's nobody on the enemy team that requires you to refresh your Doom twice. Shiva's is cool instead of a refresher, or if you're really going for a hard utility role, you can get a refresher, then a Shiva's. Vice versa, maybe you think that there's only one person you need to Doom, you get a Shiva's. Later on, you can still get a refresher if you change your mind. Doom gets farmed pretty easily. Radiance, I don't buy it. Don't buy it on him. It just lets you, like... You're not an illusion hero, it doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. Heaven's Hailbird, it's okay, I don't get it. Now, let's get to the three really, really fun items, okay? I hate fun, but these are some fun items. Your Blink Dagger is a really, really strong item on almost any hero, but especially with Doom, because if you have the Centaur stun, you can play the hero like the Centaur Warlord. You can just blink on people, stun them, and just wail on them. It's awesome. This is like a 2-second stun. 2-second stun, 3-second on creeps. That's a pretty solid stun for 100 mana, and you can just blink land it. Or you can blink net people, or you can just blink Doom people. You can just blink all over the place. It doesn't have a mana cost. Doom is a hero, again. He's like that kid that can't quite reach the candy jar. He's like an Ursa. A Blink Dagger really helps him get into position. So... Now for the two really fun items, Assault Cuirass. We all know I love the Assault Cuirass on most heroes. It lets you push towers faster, especially if you have a Necro book. I'm not sure why you would have one personally, but okay, it works. And if you have the little skeleton minions, it'll help you push towers faster if you're unobstructed. But the big thing is, Doom is a hero that has a lot of health, and that's what makes him tanky. Doom has no armor. Like, I'm level 2, and I literally have 0 armor. 3% physical damage resistance. You have a lot of health, but you take a lot of damage too. The Assault Cuirass gives you a wonderful... 15 total armor, and if you have the Vlads too, then you have 20 armor in an AoE around. You have 15 armor, or you have 10 armor in an AoE, and you have 20 armor to yourself. And 20 armor on a hero with as much base strength and as high strength gain as Doom makes him extremely hard to kill. So yeah, and the fact that you attack fast as shit and reduce enemies' armor by 5 is just... It's awesome. The hero will just... If you're building straight carry, if you're saying, yeah, my team, I'm going to do whatever I want, and I'm going to get as fat as I can and just be... If you're playing the one role, the Assault Cuirass is awesome. The Heart's not as... I can't really, like, circle jerk about the Heart quite as hard as I can the Assault Cuirass because you already have such insane health. I would almost... I think I would never almost... I think I would never ever get a Heart after or before I had the Assault Cuirass, but you're a strength hero that is designed to play tanky, so a Heart fits well into what you do. So If you're going, again, for that hard 1 position, Assault Cuirass, then the heart. The way that I would build if I were going for the 1 position would be Phase Boots, Bottle, Quelling Blade. This is assuming I've already got rid of my Stout Shield. Then I would pick up my, I'd pick up the, either a Blink Dagger or an AC, depending on how much my team's fighting. And then I would get the heart, and then, I don't know, Refresher, Shivas, whatever you really want. You don't need crit because you can steal it from a creep. Possibly even a Sheep Stick. A Sheep Stick is... Doom has serious mana issues. Sheep Sticks fix mana issues. They also hex people, which makes them really, really, really slow, which means you can walk up and bash on them more. Generally speaking, if I get a Blink Dagger, you want to get it pretty quick. I think for most of these builds, a Blink Dagger should be picked up at some point. If you get the mech, think about getting a Blink Dagger after the mech. If you get the Midas, if you need to fight, get the Blink Dagger. It's 2k gold away, so a lot can change. So think about getting a Blink Dagger, but if the game's super passive, I'm talking like 2 or 3 kills at 15 minutes, yeah, just say hell with the Blink Dagger and get yourself a bigger item and keep farming, because it's just not an aggressive style of game. Blink Dagger is also an item that requires a little bit more help from your teammates, so if you don't trust them, again, it might not be the best choice. So, let's talk a little bit about, now that we've got the skill build down, that's the end of the item build and the skill build portion. Pretty much the end of the video, but the thing that I really want to talk about is, really quickly, I want to talk about jungling with the hero. So obviously you can just walk up in man mode, but if you use a Quelling Blade and take down this tree right here, you can actually hide in this little corner and fight these creeps one at a time, which is really, really nice because you can choke point jungle, which... that's what it is, choke point jungling. Same thing for this little area here. If you leave this tree and cut this tree right here, you can actually force the creeps to fight you one at a time. Another place where it's really, really efficient to do this is right in here. If you take down this tree and back up, you'll only have to fight 1 melee creep at a time. And with centaurs, sometimes they'll actually get stuck together, so they'll just stand there and let you wail on them, which is just sick. You can cut out this tree or this tree. I guess this tree is the best tree, and then you can melee the small camp, but really you shouldn't be fighting the small camp because you're Doom. You're a real jungler, and you can actually kill creeps at any camp, any time, as long as you have the appropriate health and mana. That's basically it. If you see a big satyr camp at the hard camp, then, or not a big satyr, a wild wing, the big birds, if you see them at the hard camp, you can actually eat the big bird, get his tornado, and then continue to jungle, but prioritize stacking that camp. So let's say I kill the wild wing camp here, it respawns, I'm jungling here, I'm jungling over here. I come back and stack this camp at like 53 seconds, I'll hit it and just run away, stack it. Stack it 3, maybe even 4 times if you can, and you can literally stand right here and cast your tornado onto the camp. They won't aggro you. The creeps will just stand there and die, and you can wipe an entire camp very, very, very quickly. It's really, really, really efficient. The problem is, you need to get a Wild Wing creep relatively early on. And if you get the Wild Wing creep, it's not a bad creep just to hold on to, because the armor aura really helps you, because you are, for all purposes, unarmored. So that's basically it. If you like this video, if you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section of this video. I will be streaming off and on. My stream has been making my game lag a little bit, as you can see here. The streaming software is running and a little bit choppy. Not too happy about it. But, yeah, so this is basically how you can pub stomp with Doom, and even how you can play Doom in, you know, in-houses if you're into that, team matchmaking, that sort of thing. But anyway, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/MacX10 and on Twitter at esportsmonies. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.